welcome back to the channel. Well, this is part 2 of the defensive AR series that I'm working on here, and today we're going to put some iron sights on. The sights I've already opened the box, these Daniel Defense iron sight set. They're machined out of aluminum, and of course being Daniel Defense, made in USA, excellent stuff. They're not cheap, but they're good. Here's what the front sight looks like. You can see it's very well made, well machined, and you got your standard adjustment there, just like any regular mil-spec type of sight. And with the rear sight, you got your adjustment over here, got your standard small peep, and the large peep. There's no little bow peep, just those two. So let's get them put on this rifle, and then we're going to take it out to the range and get it zeroed, see how it shoots with these. Alright, now for the rear sight, you get this little flathead screw. You just take it out, and then to slide it onto the rail here, of course you gotta lock your bolt to the rear, get the charging handle out of the way, slide it on there. I like to get it as far back as you possibly can without looking kind of stupid. So I'm going to try to get this little bolt here on the second slot on the pick rail. There we go, I think that will work. And then you just tighten it down. And one important note, with this being aluminum, the receiver's aluminum, you don't want to over tighten it. Just get it snug. That is just about perfect right there. It's on there, it's solid, it's not going anywhere. Now let's get the rifle turned around and we'll get the front sight. And again, for the front sight, just remove that screw, slide it onto the rail, and I'm going to put this also in the second slot back. And again, don't over tighten it, just get it on there with some German torque. It's good and tight, and it ain't going anywhere. So now we've got both sights on here. I have no idea if they're, even remotely adjusted, sighted in from the factory, but I think that's going to be just fine. Get a good sight picture with both peeps. So let's take it out to the range. Let's see what we can do with these. I'm going to zero them at about 50 yards. There are no exact measurements at the range I shoot at, so I'm going to take this 100-foot tape here and then measure out 50 yards. Because that's where I want these zeroed at. I'm going to do a 50-yard zero because I don't think I'll ever be doing any long range sort of shooting with this gun anyways. And as far as ever having a red dot on here, I eventually will have a red dot. I'm still researching that, looking at all the options, trying to figure out what I want. I don't think I want just a simple single red dot like the Spark 2 that I have on my 300 Blackout. Shooting Junk Food Zombie's wife's rifle the other day, Mrs. Junk Food Zombie, and he has a Hollow Sun on there that's got the red dot with the circle around it. Nice crisp dot, crisp circle. Definitely more crisp than the Vortex Spark 2 for not much more money, less than $100, more than I paid for the Spark 2. So I may explore that one. But I'll definitely have a red dot on here at some point. So let's go to the range. Well, we're going to have to make this range session a quick one. So far, just from kind of sighting in, not really sighting in, but playing with the Daniel Defense sights around the house a little bit. I think I'm really going to like them. They seem to be pretty sturdy. And before we take a couple shots, let's talk about a couple things. One, I was talking to Junk Food Zombie last night, telling him I got these Daniel Defense iron sights, and we talked about Magpul sights. The M-Bus, their plastic sights, was never in the equation, and the M-Bus Pros, I had thought about. They were a little bit more expensive than this, not much, like 20-30 bucks depending on where you buy them, but they were just a little more than the Daniel Defense sights. And I wanted a solid sight. You know, if I drop these, they're not going anywhere. Whereas if I have the Magpul on there, if I drop them, it might break, even though they're metal. That's, like I told Junk Food Zombie, you know, any moving part can be a weak link. So I wanted something a little more solid. And not to mention the fact that you would have to either keep them up or deploy them every time. I may be mistaken. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. But I don't think the M-Bus Pros are like the regular M-Bus. With the plastic M-Bus sights, you just flip a little lever and they spring-loaded pop up. I don't think the M-Bus Pros do that. So let's load up some mags here. Well, I've already got them loaded up. But let's put one in the mag well and just see where we are on paper without any adjustments whatsoever. And today I don't have my usual range bag with me, but I've got this SOG. I think it's called a response bag, responder, whatever. It's like 20 bucks on Amazon. This will be part 3. Just wanted to give y'all a little heads up about it. This did not come with it. This is extra. But you can fit 6 standard Magpul P-mags in there, or any standard AR mag. But that we're going to talk about later, not today. And we're just going to do a few shots here. I meant to bring my bipod. Take this off, put the bipod on so I can get ultimate accuracy. This is just a rough sight in. When I have more time, I'm going to come out here. This is about 15 yards. I'm going to do a 50-yard zero on this. But today, we're just doing rough sight in, see where we're at. Get them tuned in for this distance. And then maybe next weekend or the weekend after, we will come back out here, talk about the SOG bag, and get these dialed in at 50 yards. Let's see where we are here. This is 15 yards. And one thing about this flash hider I put back on here, not that 223 has a big recoil period, but I can tell a big difference between this and that Wheaton Arms muzzle brake I had on. But my teeth don't hurt when I shoot it with this one. So let's see how we did. I had a little bit of difficulty seeing the target because these are fogging up, and it's only like 7:30, so it's still a little bit dark out here. Alright, let's see what we did. So of course I was holding right here. Here's the 3 shots. I'm going to try some wolf ammo because I'm not 100% confident that the Freedom Munitions stuff I have is loaded just right. So I'm going to try a wolf over here. See if I can do any better with it. Okay, I know people like to give wolf and other steel cased ammo a hard time, but check this out. Granted, just 15 yards, but still 15 yards, iron sights, Russian steel case. Check this out. Brass, Freedom Munitions, and I'll shoot this again. Wolf, steel cased, cheap Russian stuff. Not too shabby in Tennessee Matt's opinion. Okay, I reshot with the Freedom Munitions. You know, the original 3 shots were here, here, and here. It's, you know, tightened up a little bit. I think the first 3 I shot here, the issue was that I couldn't really see. Glasses were kind of fogged up. I put on some clear eye protection that time, and it's amazing what you can do when you can see your sights. So for those groups, I could tell that I was off a little bit, just a hair up and to the right. So we're gonna make some adjustments here and see what we do from there. Okay, I think I've got it just about sighted in. As you can see here, it needs to come down just a little bit more, but I didn't think to pick up a front sight tool for this sight, and apparently there's a way you can do it with a bullet, but I've not figured that out. I know I can do it with a bullet with rear because obviously I've got it sighted in, but with the front sight, it still needs to come down just a bit. Or I guess the front sight needs to go up, but the bullet impact needs to come down. So thanks for watching, and if you're in the market for some iron sights, these Daniel Defense, so far, I can highly recommend. Whether you're looking for some backup iron sights to have on your rifle, or even just iron sights on your rifle. It's good stuff here, as one would expect from Daniel Defense. One other thing about these sights I forgot to mention, the way I have this gun set up, see, I've got my pistol grip pretty far out on the rail. I can get pretty good purchase on the rifle with that. But with these sights, they've got a little indent here, gives you a nice little place to rest your thumb. So check this out. Halloween is getting close, so the threat of zombies is even more. As you can see, I've got Zombie Eric from IV8888 on my shirt here, and I got Junk Food Zombie. Watch out for zombies.